Hi you guys, Anna and Capri here at sitting at a restaurant and hopefully I'm videotaping Capri. She's laying down as always here, laying down on the carpet. She's very well behaved most of the time. Of course she has little faults here and there as most guy does, but she's laying down all quiet. Hopefully I'm showing her um, head and harness. I usually videotape Capri, and very often I only get the floor or the tip of her tail or the tip of an ear. So hopefully I'm getting her. Well, just sharing this video because I was reflecting on the um, idea of what is one of the worst things about having a guide dog, if there is such thing. I guess one of the things that we usually guide dog users talk about, when we talk about the negative experiences that we have, as usually, being discriminated or discrimination when being prevented from, going into public establishments and such as restaurants, hotels, and usually, within transportation and in restaurants. Well, that's usually my main experience, but we usually talk about it, and just talking to some of my friends who have guide dogs or people that are guide dog users that I know, we're talking about how people, frequently complain about the guide dog's hair and not wanting to give us a ride or wanting to let us go into a public establishment, restaurant, or just a public place because the dog is going to leave hair, especially on a taxi, a car, I don't know. And just like one of my friends was saying, one dog's hair is not the worst thing in the world. There are worse things out there, worse things that people have and that they will never be able to get rid of that. And with dog's hair, you can just brush it off. But just thinking about it, I don't know, kind of reflecting on it, I realized that one of the worst things for me is not being able to share food with Capri. My food, she will love it. Of course, it's not good for her, not healthy. I'm sure it's going to be good, but it's not healthy. And usually when going to restaurants, I feel so bad because Capri is laying down on the floor, and I wish she could just sit with us at a table and enjoy the food. And as soon as we walk into a restaurant, especially when there is a buffet like this one, Capri, she can start smelling all the food, and I feel really bad. So worse than having someone prevented me from, I don't know, getting into their place because of having a dog. Is the worst thing is not being able to just share with Capri and make her happy. Just the way she makes me happy. But I don't know, that it's usually talking to these guide dog users today. They were talking about how the experiences we usually have with people, and how once someone doesn't like a dog, they won't like the dog, no matter how much you explain that this is a guide dog and they're well trained and they behave and whatever. But I guess as part of educating people out there, we just have to share that these are guide dogs and blah blah blah, the same story. But the discrimination, usually people don't really talk much about it, but discrimination usually starts at home, with the family, with friends, even within our blind community. I mean, there is blind people that they argue that they would never get a dog because it's not clean, and they have to pick up after the dog and the hair and this and that. And they usually argue that it's better to have a cane. And my point of view is never argue that having just a cane is better if you have not experienced having a guide dog. Once you have tried both, then I'll believe your argument. But usually the thing with the the hair and just having a dog inside your house starts with the family. Like that is my experience. You know, siblings not wanting to give you a ride, or their wives' families not wanting to give you a ride just because your dog is gonna leave her in their car. So there you are, standing right there waiting for a taxi, and they're just leaving in their car, even if you're going the same way, and you live next to each other. And even when you visit them, not being welcome because you have a dog, or kind of asking you to leave your dog behind because you are not welcome into their house. What about that? People don't really talk about it, but discrimination starts very often within, with the people that you know. And I guess we don't really talk about it because, I don't know, maybe people don't want to make family feel bad, but they usually talk about like, oh, look at my daughter, she has a very smart dog, whatever. They show up with people, but when it comes to actually including you, that doesn't happen at all. So I don't know, the whole concept about inclusion is usually exclusion, and that's what it is, even with our blind people that disagree with dogs. One of these days, someone was saying that this blind person was saying that he hates cats and he hates dogs, and when he sees them, he even wants to kill them. And I go like, oh my gosh, are you serious? But anyway, I respect whatever, however people feel about it. But definitely one of the most difficult things for me when it comes having a guide dog is not being able to share a table with Capri. Maybe someday, right, Capri? Anyway, hope I'm videotaping her, and here I'm gonna show a little bit of the place. Usually I don't, but anyway, Capri, you wanna say bye? Capri, let's go, mama, come on. She get up. Sit. Oh, my vida, she's so pretty. Qué bonita esa niña. She's so pretty. She's facing the camera, I think. I hope I'm getting her. Yeah. Ready to go, mama? Oh, she is ready. Let's go. Okay, bye, you guys. It's always a pleasure sharing from Anna's World. Bye.